Hi, this is Dr. Chandler in OGL 320, Foundations of Project Management, and this, I promise you, is going to be the least exciting video that exists because you'll find out soon enough. Um, how to create a good project plan. And what makes a good project plan is there aren't a set of factors that apply to all project plans everywhere, all kinds of projects in all kinds of places of all kinds of sizes with all kinds of project teams. There isn't just one set of criteria that makes for good project plans that fits all situations. So what we're focused on in this short video is what makes a good project plan for this particular project that you're managing, which is the course. So this first statement, a good project plan is one that is detailed enough that it is useful for the entire project team, the project manager, and for the project client. That is a pretty general statement that would apply to almost any project. However, lots and lots and lots of projects have many project plans. They don't just have one. There's a project plan for the project team members. Maybe there's another project plan for the subcontractors, and then there's a project plan that gets released to the public, and then there's another project plan that's just for the client, and then there's another project plan that's just for the procurement folks. So keep in mind that that's a general statement, and also that for your project, you are the project manager and you're also your entire project team. So a good project plan helps the project manager invite the client to trust them. Again, you're not in there's no magic wand in project management that you can use to tap on your client's shoulders and automatically they will start to trust you. So the project plan is one of the things that you're creating and delivering to your client very early on a project, and what you are including in it. Revealing your strengths as a project manager in the project plan is one way to invite your client to trust you. The project plan is the project manager's most powerful tool to competently manage their project. And that doesn't mean that the project plan never changes throughout the life of the project. Being flexible and being able to foresee, look ahead, and think through all the possibilities that could happen and make little mini contingency plans for all the things that could occur, that's a really important part of project management. All right, so let's think about a situation in which you hired someone to manage your wedding project. And these might be the products and their quality criteria that you want to buy. And you want your project manager to manage for you. So your products might be the wedding prep party, the rehearsal dinner, the wedding itself, a honeymoon send-off event, and a gift opening party. Those might be your 5 project products. And then these are the quality criteria that you may be thinking of, that you and your partner may be thinking of. This is what we want out of each of these products. Like, for example, the rehearsal dinner. We want that to be big, loud, high energy, and focused on our friends. And there's food and activities. So your project manager is going to have to invest some time with you to find out what is a little more detail about each of those quality criteria, because what activities and big and loud, high energy, what that means to you might be something different than it means to somebody else and someone else and someone else. But you can already tell even from these quality criteria that there are some things that you can think of about some of these products, that these quality criteria are already starting to narrow it down and focus in on what the quality criteria is for this particular client for these products. All right, so say this is what you wanted, these are the products and the quality criteria that you had in mind. And then say a wedding project manager came to you with this fantastic price, and this is what their project plan looked like. Because you told them you wanted them to list the products, and so they just listed one product, the completed wedding. And you also told them you needed to have them identify all the tasks and subtasks, and they only had 2 tasks: receive payment from the client and then wedding completed. That's it. So what would you be thinking about this project manager's capacity to produce and deliver the products that you desire? So that's a situation. We want to be far from that kind of a situation. So let's focus in on what a good project plan has for this particular project that you are managing. So all of the work required to create every required product has to be included in the project plan. And work is documented as tasks and subtasks. And sometimes that's called a work breakdown structure. That's a phrase that's used in project management a lot, WBS, work breakdown structure. We're not getting too crazy about that part of the terminology. We're just focusing on, we're identifying tasks and subtasks. And those tasks and subtasks are oriented around the products. Now we are documenting the plan start and end dates for each subtask, but we're not orienting the plan around a calendar of time. The tasks and the subtasks are oriented around or focused on the products. So you're identifying the planned time that you're allocating to each subtask. So you're not thinking, oh, how long does this subtask take me? You're thinking, how much time do I have to invest in each of these subtasks in order to produce the product at the quality level that the client expects? And so that's why there's a star on this item, because in the planning stage, the project manager has to have an intimate knowledge of the quality criteria for all of the products that are going to be produced on the project, because they are estimating the time that they are going to invest in all of the subtasks in order to produce those products at that quality level. And if you don't know the quality criteria for the particular products, think back to the previous slide we just had about the wedding situation. If you don't know the quality criteria for the product, then there's no way that you can come up with an estimate of how much time you need to invest to create that product at that quality level if you don't know what the quality criteria are. So then you're leaving space in your initial project plan, you're leaving space to document the actual time that you invested, and you're also leaving space to document the actual start date and the actual end dates. Also in your good project plan that you're creating for this project is you're identifying possible contingencies, and sometimes those are called risks, and you're making plans for mitigating those contingencies. Remember, contingencies are unplanned things that are beyond your control. So contingencies are things like an earthquake, a hurricane, a power outage, an emergency situation at your work that requires you to take a work trip that hadn't been planned. So those are things that are beyond your control. So things that can impact your project, but they are in your control, are not motivating yourself to do your tasks and subtasks. That's within your control. So that's not a contingency. But something, a contingency would be if you were to get sick. That's beyond your control. And so that would be a contingency. If you got sick, if you got the flu and you were in bed with a fever and just feeling miserable for 3, 4, 5 days, that's obviously going to negatively impact not just this project that you're working on, but probably, most likely, all your other projects in your life that you're working on. So that's something you're going to include in your project plan. And then this last item is really, really important too, because you have to include tasks and subtasks for doing the job of project management. And so that whatever you're doing for updating your project plan and checking on things and replanning, all of that kind of activity, that's work, that's part of this project as well and needs to be included in your. Okay, so let's think of another example and go through another little scenario here. So what if we were to create a project plan to produce these two products, a fully stocked home pantry and a fully stocked home refrigerator? And you can, in your mind, immediately upon focusing on those two products, you probably have examples in your mind of what your quality criteria would be to equate to a fully stocked home pantry and a fully stocked home refrigerator, because this is something that you experience a lot. And so whatever your quality criteria are, just use that as we go through this example, okay? So when you go about executing this project plan in your life, I'm gonna guess that you probably just use a list. You don't actually make a project plan. Because you've gone grocery shopping, you know, thousands of times, and a list of the things that you plan to get is all that you need when you go to the grocery store. But what if you had never gone grocery shopping before? Or what if you were going to create a project plan for somebody else that had never gone grocery shopping before? What would a good project plan need? So now let's think about what going to the grocery store is actually like when you just have a list. So if you're anything like me, you go in with great intentions of doing something like this, where you effectively go through but then all of a sudden you're backtracking, and now you're like, oh no, I forgot that. Oh no, now I got to go back to the bakery section. Oh, if I'm going to get this, do I also want to get that other thing? Anyway, so going to the grocery store is, for me, is not an efficient. It's not an efficient, well-executed project plan, that's for sure. But thinking through this whole process of going to the grocery store from a project planning perspective, I'm not advocating that you actually do this, that you make project plans for going to the grocery store. What I'm saying is it's an easy way to apply this idea of project planning to an activity that you're really familiar with, and seeing where project planning, using that project planning and project management lens makes a difference.